Sorry. How are you?
You're in a cheeky mood, I can tell. I can
it's
tell.
the sunshine.
Is that what it is?
Gets me every time.
I love it. Now, of course, we are here, 6 o'clock. We are launching a brand new one-day special. Lots of you have been looking for this one. Lots of you placing your orders for it before we even came live. And the details are there on your screen. And these are fabulous. When you look at the designs here, they are incredible. So much content, but please don't be fooled by the packaging. Of course, everything has been shrunk down on the packaging, but these are big stamps.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a first. So you may have seen me do collage style stamps in the past, and they were always rubber. So as you know, I always listen to feedback, and one of the things that people said to me a lot was, love these style of stamps, but you can never do a bigger background because they're rubber, you don't see the edges.
Yes.
And I thought, you know what, that makes perfect sense. So what I've done is I've condensed them. We now have the new A6 size, and these are in incredibly detailed photopolymer. And I'm going to show you that when we get a second to show you. I've designed six of these, and I've tried to do something for everybody. So you've got something in there for the guys. You've got the birthday one, which is probably the one that we're going to use the most because you can make it work for any age and any sex.
Good point, yeah.
And then you've got the romantic one, you've got the mystical one. There's something for just about everybody in there.
That's it.
What I have done, sorry, I know you're
you carry on.
to talk. It's been 2 weeks since I was here. I've got lots to say. What I have tried to do, as you look at these images, I've made a focal image in each corner.
Okay.
So each of these stamps has got a focal image in the corner. So that means you can cut bits out, you can decoupage these. You can so you can see the lighthouse there. You've got the fairy there. You've got the soldier there. I don't know what that building is at the side, but it's very army-like. You've got that gorgeous, gorgeous daisy there with the text going through it. So as you look at them, you can see lots and lots of different elements that you can then start to cut out and decoupage. You can highlight specific areas. So many different ways you can use these stamps.
You can indeed. And of course, the best way to get hold of them is with the one-day special, which many of you are doing already. The details being on your screen. But just to let you know, if you do want the pairings, as we work our way across, we have got these two together as a pair, these two in the middle as a pair, and the last two. But as I say, that £5 saving and indeed your flexi buys is just if you go for the one-day special. And I don't know where to start with these finished samples because they're all amazing.
So I'm just going to say thank you to Alison, Susie and Joanne, who have made some amazing samples for me. Of course, it makes it easy when you've got fabulous stamps to work with.
Of course.
But I myself have made loads again, and you all know me at home. You know that if I make lots of samples, you know that I genuinely love these stamps. There's a lot of work gone into these stamps. You can tell by the amount of detail and the amount of imagery that's in them. What that means for you at home is that you don't need to worry.
Yes.
You know that if you've got, for example, the one that Hayley's just showing, if you've got a wedding card to do, sorted.
Yes.
If you've got a civil ceremony to do, sorted, because I haven't used the word wedding in there or anything. I've made it kind of not non-specific. Birthday, sorted, and you can see there where some just little aspects have been coloured in.
Like
so
that.
many different ways to use these.
And
if
that's
you're a scrapbooker, scrapbooker, perfect, because you can create larger backgrounds. If you're a journaler, you're going to use these so many different ways. And of course, I'm a card maker, so I gear everything towards us as card makers.
I love these. Lots of you taking advantage of these, and as you can see, absolutely incredible imagery. It's the perfection, the detail with these that is key, isn't it?
Right down, Hayley, to the little splats that are in them. So the splats are featured throughout just about all of the stamps, but I had to take some away, add a little bit more. There's a lot more white space. By white space, I mean open areas in these stamps. So if you're not really a fan of the collage style because it's a bit messy, these are not messy because there's a lot of the, like I say, the open area.
Now, there's not many stamps that you can actually heat emboss and still retain all that detail.
And when we get to the stamp, when I start demoing, I'm going to show you the stamps because they are amazing.
Absolutely
really
beautiful.
Push the limits with the clear stamp. I say this every time.
You do.
But I always do because I want better every time, and I want better for everybody at home as well.
Beautiful. Little elements there that you can pick out with colour, as Phil's already said. But absolutely brilliant design. Oh, that's nice. I like that sepia tone there with that.
Yeah, the military one. I've had amazing feedback on my Facebook pages as well.
It's nice,
so thank you,
don't see anything like that, do you? So no,
it's good, we know, Hayley, male cars, they're the hardest ones to do. Military, our military.
Many ladies in the military, though. I'm going to have to put their hands up for the girls there.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, the second image could be either.
Yeah, easily.
So the one that's standing up looks like a man, but the one that's lower down could be either. Yeah, I made sure sure of that.
There you go. Now, if you're wanting your one-day special, you can be in very good company. Lots of you taking advantage. But, of course, as you know, it's our birthday event. So Mr. Martin himself has given us an exclusive stamp.
It is an exclusive stamp, so you will not be able to buy this anywhere. These are fabulous, these. So these are what I've called my curly doodle numbers.
I love these.
And so they're quite funky, but they emboss amazingly well. So it's a hand-drawn
yeah.
font, if you
Yeah.
like, and you've got the ordinals in
ordinals
there,
there.
so straight away you can start adding ages to these
Love
cards.
that. All you need to do is place an order during any of the one-day special shows and you will get your set, one per customer. So if you do order during this hour and at a later stage you choose to order other bits and pieces, then sadly you will only get one set. But of course, every item that you place an order for, you will get that 10% credit back onto your account, which I'll tell you more about later on. So for the time being, the details there on your screen. 047955 if you're wanting to take advantage of these. Now we've got some brand new embossing powders to share with you, and already 10% of the stock has gone.
Can I just tell you as well, these embossing powders have been a long time coming. And the people who make them for me, if you're watching, Richard, thank you so much, because I am not easy to please. The colours are amazing, right? So what I've done is I've chosen colours that will work with the paper pads, yeah?
Okay.
So if you bought my damask papers, these are going to go with them. If you bought my watercolour mist papers, the majority of these are going to go with them. These are premium colours. I've never done anything like this before, and they are also super fine, and you'll see when I use them, they're needed to be for the amount of detail we've got in this stamp.
Details on your screen there, so you can get all of those, £25.94. There is another set worth checking out as well, and also the paper packs that Phil's just been referring to. This sold out last time, so if you missed out on it, now is the time to get hold of it. We've not got huge quantities of these, to be honest. So 969548 if you're wanting to, and you're getting 4 in each of those pack sets. Sorry, 40 in each pack, and 120 sheets in total. 190 GSM, so really good weight, and at just shy of £30, incredible value for money.
Right, so while I'm rattling on here and showing people the stamp, would you mind ferreting in my bag there?
Yeah, what we're looking for?
You're looking for my anti-static bag.
Okay.
Right, so before we start stamping this stamp, right at the very top of the show, I explained to you that I've pushed the boundaries with clear stamps and what you can do with a clear stamp. You've seen clear stamps before, you've seen them with lots of detail, but I want you to just do a little close-up of this for me. So normal photopolymer stamps are 2.5, 3 millimeters thick. These are thicker still. They had to be to get this amazing detail that you've got in there. So you can actually see even on the like the tiny strips that's going through the daisy's head. I'll just tilt that so you can see how. Can you see how deep that is?
It's amazing.
For a clear stamp,
yeah.
That is phenomenal. And I know that it's really good. I've stamped them with VersaFine, amazing, obviously. I've done them with Distress Oxides, amazing. And as you know, I always use my embossing powders, so that's what we've got here. So we're going to use the botanical one first. I'm going to give you a little tip. So when you're stamping an image that's really detailed like this, if you have my blending mat, just take it away.
Okay.
So the blending mat, if you've got a stamping platform, you're good to go, because
okay.
If you miss any bits, you know that. Thank you, Hayley.
No problem.
If you miss any bits, you know that you're good to go. But what the blending mat does, because it's hard, it's mylar, it resists the stamp.
Stops the squidging.
It does, yeah. It stops it squidging. So we've got the. This is my clean, perfect medium. Says so clean. It's clean on there, because I have got a dirty one as well. So we're going to emboss this in the Blueberry Crush, the new Blueberry Crush
now this is a beautiful colour, and it's going to lend itself perfectly to the papers you're working with.
Exactly. So in case you're wondering which paper pack this is from, oops. Sorry, I'm here.
Is that right?
So this is from the Denim and Slate Essentials set.
Okay.
So these were the ones I brought you on my Christmas show last month. I haven't got a huge stock of these left, and it's possibly going to be the last time I bring them.
Really?
So forewarned is forearmed. Thank you. If you need to top up, this is the time to do it. Yeah,
okay.
I've kept them at the same price for you as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm good like that.
You are. I love the texture in it. It's like the fabric.
It does. It looks like a Hessian, doesn't it? Right, so we're going to stamp with perfect medium. The embossing powders are anti-static, yeah. So you don't have to use your embossing, your anti-static bag.
Okay.
I tend to always use it when I'm still here
Into a
anyway,
habit though, yeah.
because my fingers are greasy.
Okay.
Yeah. Not greasy, not like chip pan greasy. I don't do chip pans, darling. Right, so we're gonna stamp this. So what I wanted to show you is I've done A6 specifically because I could have done these as larger stamps. I could have done A5. If I'd have done A5, they would have been too big to handle. If I'd have done them as DL, they would have been too big to handle because of the amount of detail that's in them. So I went for A6. So A6 doesn't, I've got to say I've really enjoyed making just the image as the focal point on a card because I tend not to, I always make big cards. But what that means now is if I want the daisy in there, I can go up there, look. If I want the little scripts, I can come down. Whichever area I want to be my focal point, I can do on a smaller topper. Yeah. So we're gonna make sure we get the daisy in.
Lovely.
So perfect medium, or what's the other one? What's the other one?
Versamark.
Which I prefer perfect medium, always have done. But whichever one you use, ink it within an inch of its life. Because there is so much, oops, that's me wrecking the set. There is so much detail in this and you want to make sure you pick it all up.
It's not having it, is it? I'm going to have to wiggle that little stand, give it a bit more of an angle.
I've only been in the building 10 minutes. Well, I am.
It's like a whirlwind, isn't it, comes in. 10% of the one-day special having gone already, and we're only, what, 10 minutes in?
Right, little tip for you as well. So this is obviously going to be a portrait image, but I find it easier when I'm doing things like this to do it landscape.
Okay.
I struggle sometimes when I'm doing it that way because like when you're pushing your block in, it rocks and everything. So we're going to go just over there to make sure that we've got that daisy in. Yeah. I am using my stamping mat. You don't have to, and I've got to say, when I was making my samples, I actually found it easier to stamp onto a hard surface.
Oh, right, okay.
So I don't know why I didn't move my stamping mat. So we're just going to give that loads of... I've got the fan on, so the embossing powders might...
This could be interesting.
So obviously I'm keeping one hand on, so if you're a new stamper, always try and keep one hand on your acrylic block. What that does is it stops it from moving around, and then just press all the way around it. Yeah. Hopefully we've got all of that detail. One thing I will say is if you're not a confident stamper, these are going to be perfect for you because it doesn't matter if you miss any bits.
It's a good point, actually, yeah.
Yeah. And I've got to be honest, when I was doing some of the samples, I've missed bits in the stamp and I thought, well, actually, you can't tell.
It kind of adds to the feel of it, makes them a little unique.
Authentic.
It's a good word.
It makes them look authentic. So as you know, super fine embossing powders, the same. So if you're somebody who's already bought my gold, silver or copper, it's exactly the same consistency for that.
Wow.
I know, Hayley, I know.
Incidentally, if you do want those traditional metallics, they are at the bottom of your screen as well. Oh my goodness, the detail in there.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
Wow, there's
and
loads.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. It's the same people who always make my sentiment stamps, so you know the quality of the sentiment stamp. Oh, you are a darling.
Let me do that for you.
I don't care what they were saying.
I know, yeah. The rumours aren't true. I am really a nice person.
And when I sent the artwork into them, they did message me back and say you might lose some of this in the clear process. Well, you know, like when it's converted to a negative and that.
Yeah. Oh, that's
before
beautiful.
I even melt it. I know.
That's amazing.
So let's get this done.
Wonderful. Now, while Phil's doing that, I have got the embossing powders here. So can I tempt you with all the different colours? They've already been introduced to the Blueberry Crush. That's the one that Phil's working with at the moment. So you can see that gorgeous blue tone in there. Next one that we've got is more of a mustard tone with your Summer Honey. Those two work beautifully together. Next one that we're looking at here is your Smoky Quartz, and you can see that kind of grey tone there, followed by your gorgeous Baked Aubergine, and that gorgeous deep purple that you can see there as well. What else have we got? We haven't looked at that one yet, have we? Your Cracked Pepper.
Amazing,
so that's nice, yeah, I like that one, and I've put them down in all sorts of order. I think I've covered them all now, and that one there is your fabulous Olive Vine. All of those coming to you for £25.94, but a quarter of the stock has gone.
Right, so another little tip for everybody at home. Look, I've started, I mean to go on, tips galore. When you're embossing, you've all done this, I've done it so many times, and again, I only found this out by accident. You know, when you're embossing something that's got lots and lots of detailing like this, and then your car's like that. Yeah. You know, if you do it on a flat surface, it tends not to do it so much.
Oh, right, okay.
Just be careful you don't melt your dining room tables
Yeah, that's the
and
thing,
things like
don't
that.
take the varnish off.
Yeah, so something that is special, I'll tell you what I've got. Sorry, I'm changing the subject again. I use a chopping board.
Oh,
I've got a wooden chopping board, yeah. full of. One thing that's different.
It will get there.
I will
Is this
get
the
there.
20-minute demo that we were talking about? Just checking.
Yeah, but I've done some of the cutting. I want you to know that these embossing powders are a matte gloss. Matte gloss.
Okay,
Yeah?
matte gloss.
Which is a double standard, isn't it? So what that means is you get a semi-gloss. It's amazing, I'll show you.
Okay.
It's a fabulous feature. I'm excited about these. It took a long time to get them right. First ones were too chunky and I'm like, nah, can't have that.
So is it more of a sheen than a
It
gloss?
is. It's like,
I'm thinking of your emulsion.
yeah, funnily enough, Hayley. So compare, so the, I don't know.
You've got your matte and your soft sheen, haven't you?
So that's probably what this is. Your
So it's kind of an in-betweeny between the two.
Your satin.
Yeah, I think it's satin, yeah.
You see what I mean now about the open areas?
That's amazing.
So this is not a really heavy stamp.
And the detail of the script in there, and the little speckles that you've got, the little dandelion clocks as well.
These are going to be go-to stamps. You're going to use them so often. Right, let's just see if I've got everything. Do you see what I mean now though? Look, it's hardly
Gorgeous,
pink
yeah.
at all. Right, you ready for this?
Wow,
Look at that colour.
that is beautiful.
So that is not glossy like when I do the
exactly
clear.
what you mean, yeah.
It's like a satin gloss. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, surrounded by beauty, look.
Yeah. Oh, couldn't
that's
put it
me
better
tonight,
myself.
darling.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Take that, I don't
Okay.
do it very often.
I'll get the blame for something in the next 5 minutes, so I know it won't last for long.
You will, I'm sure. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of watercolouring on
Okay.
this. And this is something that I've done, so you'll notice on the samples, any of them that have got the bits of watercolouring in, I think I've done most of them.
Okay.
So we're going to use Blueprint Sketch Distress Oxide. It works really, really well with the blue.
The Blueberry Crush.
The Blueberry Crush, yeah. Embossing powder. Hang on. Turning it around, that's it. So I've got my little bit of kitchen roll, and this is a really easy way for you to get a little bit more out of your stamps.
Okay.
So had you have got a little bit more time, or had I have, we could have stamped this a couple of times and decoupaged that daisy up and made a real focal point of it. So I'm just going straight onto my ink pad with the brush, and because we've embossed, we know it's going to stay within the lines.
And it's nice that it's going to work with things that we've already got in our stash.
Absolutely, yeah. And I always try, I always try and make sure that whatever I bring you that's new will work with what I've brought you in the past, which is why I made sure that these will match with the the damask paper pads. So if you bought the damask papers, these embossing powders work brilliantly with them. So I'm just adding a little bit more colour. So all I'm doing is the daisies.
Now the actual die cut that we're working with at the moment, this is from one of those, is it from the nested shapes that we've got?
Yeah, this is the elegant labels, yeah.
Lovely. Just pop those details up on the screen. It's not the only one you get. You're going to get 10 of these in total, so 9 in addition to the one that Phil's working with. And these are fabulous, like that, $34.99. They are really big dies as well. So 10% of the stock has gone of those. I will actually show you those in the flesh, because when you realise the smallest one right the way through to the largest one, just what good value for money they are. So there you go. Phil's one is somewhere in the middle. I don't know which one exactly, but you can see your little tiny one down there and that larger frame there. And that one could even be a card base, couldn't it, if you were to actually hang that die over the edge of the paper, or your card, should I say. Lots of other shapes available for you with your traditional circles and different things, but we'll show you those perhaps a bit later on.
This is the first time I've brought you them as individuals as well, so take advantage of that, yeah. Because the one day special we did last time was the duo set.
Oh, so they were paired up. Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
Right, so the foam tape, this is a bit of a fun story. It is on the end of call. It should have been last time I was here, but it wasn't. So it is this time. So if you're placing orders and you want some of this, I would be very quick with it. So the reason, so I changed, so if you, I don't know whether you've noticed, but in the past I used to use one that I could tear quite quickly.
Yeah.
And I kept noticing that when I was doing all my matting and layering, I like 12 layers on a card, it kinks.
Oh,
and that's frustrating. You know, when you spend a long time making a card and then
Okay.
And then it goes wavy, it kind of spoils it. So this one is a firmer foam tape, and it doesn't go
Lovely.
kinky.
Now, as Phill has mentioned there, it's an end of call offer, which basically means as you check out your basket, if you're speaking to our call operators, they may suggest them to you, or you can add them as a free add-on, free delivery add-on, as you can see there. So if you wanted it, just $4.99 there. If you want in your anti-static bag, you can get those as well. And you can see your limited edition curly numbers there. So your numerics, it's got zero value on there, so not costing you a penny. And you can see we've already got our one day special in our basket there. So yeah, lots to be had. Looks good, doesn't it?
Right, so I'm opening a new glue. So the glue is back on the show, and again, sorry to tell you all this, everybody, but we're nearly sold out of this as well. Not
gosh,
here,
it's
for me
popular,
personally, yeah. So you need to grab it while you can. So when you get yours home, this is the 120ml, the biggest one.
Okay.
It's the one I tend to use when I'm here. Just simply because it holds more glue. It always has the little seal on, so just remember to take the seal off. I've done it myself in the past. I've squeezed the glue pot and nothing's come out, and I'm like, oh, what's happened? And then you think,
Stuck to your finger.
It's got a seal on. Yeah.
It comes as a duo, so you're getting your two sizes, the larger one that Phil's working with, and then one for you to perhaps take on your travels to your craft classes and things like that. £13.48 for those.
And thank you everybody for the feedback, because I get people, once people have bought this, I get some amazing feedback from people about how good the glue is. So thank you. I like it when people let me know I'm doing my job properly.
Wow.
So we're just going to pop that on there. So that looks beautiful in its own right, but then when you've got the blue behind it. Remember, you could do this in any of the 6 colours with the embossing powders. So if you were using, for example, the olive vine, that works with the olive papers that are in the Damascus.
Right.
Yeah. So it just makes the job easier.
Doesn't it just?
Okay. Let's just get some.
Oh, I've had a question. Was that from California? Janie in California, sunny California. Hiya. Asking about the embossing powders, and what was it, the question? Sorry. They work with highly detailed stamps. Well, that's exactly what we're doing here. Yeah. If you've struggled in the past, and I should say this for many people who are watching, if you've had stamps in the past where your embossing powders have kind of meant that you've lost the detail of that stamp that you've invested in, whether it's one of Phil's stamps or any other stamp, then the embossing powder is going to help you get that definition. And as Phil will reiterate, the detail within his stamps, coupled with the detail within the embossing powder, means you get that real clear image stamped out. So yeah.
If I get this card made within the 20 minutes that I suggested it would take, I'll show you just how fine this embossing powder is, because it is really, really fine. It's the same. I don't know whether you had the gold, silver, and the original 6, Jamie, but if you did, you'll know how fine they are, and this is the same.
Yeah, it's worth giving them a go. Don't think you'll be disappointed.
I'm a stickler for detail, as you know, which is why it took us a while to get these.
That's why, when you're investing in anything that Phil's brought to us, it's past his standards, and he's got very high standards.
Right, so I'm just going to do a little bit of matting and layering with this. I'm going to leave that clear. On the original card, which is on the front, I did do some stamping around the edge, but I want to try and get the second demo in.
Okay. Of course, we're working with the one-day special, which we've brought those details back up for you. If you have just joined us, I'm going to bring those stamps in to show you. I've lost them, they're buried somewhere. Let me bring them in just to show you, because of course you've got a series of 6 stamps, and these are brilliant stamps. The packaging doesn't do them justice, because of course there's a lot of information on that packaging, but if I turn them around, you can see there's a collage of different elements in there. As Phil says, you've always got a focal point in there, so if that's something that you wanted to multi-stamp, decoupage, really turn into a focal image, then you can do. Of course, you've got your lighthouse image, you've got your little fairy featuring on this one, little tiny unicorn. These are the kind of stamps that it doesn't matter how many times you stamp them out, when you look back at them, you will find detail that you didn't notice last time. The fabulous iconic poppies featuring there. You can see obviously you've got things like your radar screens and all sorts popping up with these ones. This is one that Phil's working with at the moment, with that beautiful sketchy daisy there. But then you've got your botanicals of other plants there. You've got scripts in there, sentiments, leaves, all sorts of elements there. And then of course if we continue our way through, oops, a daisy, picked up 2 together there. This one's your happy birthday. This will become a firm favourite, because if you make making cards quickly, then this is something that you'll want everything in one go. And then your last one there is your one with a little bit of romance. And there you go, you can see all those different celebratory icons. Got little doves, your duo rings there. And also, as Phil said, you've not got anything specifically relating to civil ceremonies or weddings. It's any romantic occasion, so it lends itself to anything. Yeah.
It will work for anniversaries as well.
Yeah, good idea, anniversaries,
Okay, so we're just doing the matting and layering, the obligatory matting and layering.
Lovely.
Because you know I can't just do one layer cards. I've tried it, it's not me. And I struggle to do A6 card. I'm always proud of myself, you know, when you make an A6 card. But I don't do very many. Right, so we're just getting the layering on. So what I'm going to do on here is the bits of scrap card that I had left over, created myself a little border. And with the theme that we've got there with the botanical, the Papillon script stamp works really nice with it. So again, these are on the show as individual stamps, which is a first. They've never been available individually. So these are rubber stamps. These were the first rubber stamps that I did with Kay and Alfie from Indigo Blue.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So they manufacture them for me. So again, you know that it's going to have loads of detailing because this is me. But it works really, really nicely with the botanical theme. So what we're going to do is just do a rough stamp on the edges. You're only literally going to see the edges. So I'm just going to do it by hand. There we go.
Lovely.
Added a little bit of detail there. Am I on 20 minutes yet?
Oh, yeah, I think you're probably minus now.
No.
We've gone the other side. The other side of 20 minutes.
Got to 20 and gone over.
That's it.
That's a shocker. So it's just a matting and layering.
I just spied some little sentiment stamps that we've got on the counter as well. What are these?
Right, this is definitely the last time these will be on. These are new. These were new on the last show 2 weeks ago. And we sold out, so I've brought the little bit of stock that I had left. I've brought it here.
These are nice, I like these. Nice sentiments featuring on there.
Yeah, so these are this is the stately font. These are the last two that I did.
Okay.
So you've got the petite sentiments, which you'll notice on the loads and loads of the samples. And you've also got the border sentiments, which I love. I use them loads.
Now, these are the stately ones here, and I love that. To someone really special, that's a really nice phrase to put on a card, isn't it? I do like that one. The other set that we've got for you, which you may have spied there, your petites are perfect if you have just got like a little area that you're wanting to put that sentiment on there. And again, you have got those available too there. 17 stamps for $13.99. Quarter of the stock of each one of those has gone. So if those are something that are on your wish list, do get hold of them. This is the last time that you're going to be seeing these as well. So yeah, if you want them, get them quick.
And it's the first time as individuals.
Oh, I see. Right, that's why they're so popular.
Well, it's the birthday event, so I wanted to do things that I wouldn't normally do. I wouldn't normally bring you a set of stamps or a single stamp on its own because I like you to have sets. But because it's the birthday, I thought, here we go, let's do something special.
No, it's irritating me that they're back to front.
With the embossing powders, you've got, if you're buying all 6, I've took £4 off it for you as well.
Oh, right. Oh, I didn't see that.
Good.
The new ones?
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, both sets.
Yeah, both sets, yeah.
I read the details. I can't remember if I told you there's a £4 saving or not. Anyway, there's a £4 saving. Brings the price down to £25.94. And of course, this is a set that Phill is working with, which has got that gorgeous, that beautiful blueberry crush in there. We have got a classic collection for you as well, which I think is featuring all the metallics. You can see at the bottom of your screen there. And again, whichever of those two sets, or I think you'll be tempted to go for both of them. You know that you're buying quality. You know that all that fine detail of not only Phill stamps, but any other stamps that you've got, you can rest assured they're going to be okay.
Right, okay, so we've got a little tag here that's going to be tucked under some flowers down here.
Okay.
So, as always, I always try and teach you whilst I'm here as well. So, the tags are not on the show, I'm sorry, but I've got no stock. Okay. I'm trying to get you some more for next month.
But you could use a smaller version of that.
Absolutely,
from the nested, couldn't you?
Yeah. But I'm putting it in the angle that I want it, which is there. I'm going to use my smallest of the round acrylic circles, which means the stamps that are in the middle, all these tiny stamps are designed for the small tag.
I'm sorry, I'm making a lot of noise.
Just leave them out.
Let's just pick these up.
Showing them on every show. So.
I know, well, they were irritating me because they were back to front, so I wanted to turn them around, but it's making a lot of noise. I'll stop now. I stepped away now.
So normally I would take the time and emboss this, but I know that I'm the other side of 20 minutes.
That's it.
So
we're running into 40 now.
So we'll just stamp it with the
oh, that's
blueprint.
nice.
I love this blue. It's the most underused blue, but it's a gorgeous shade. So just leave that there to dry for a minute. Right, so because we've got the butterflies in the background, what I'm going to do is stamp them over the top of these flowers as well.
Okay, it's a nice idea.
So you can do that with any flowers you've got at home. I have already done the others. I'm good like that. Save a bit of time. So what I'm doing, because I'm doing it by hand, is it doesn't matter if I miss a bit, it's just meant to look a little bit shabby, and that's probably what we're going to get, look. Yeah. But what it does is it brings all the blues together.
Yes, yeah.
I quite like doing this, just freehand.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's messy, it's meant to be. And of course I've got to tidy that mess up, because you know I can't work in a mess. Here we go. Are you a messy worker?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm terrible. As long as I've got 6 inches of workspace, I'm all right. Everything. I could be in a room that's like the Albert Hall, and I still would just have that little 6-inch area.
Right, so we're going to just shape these. I'll just do this quickly because I do want to get the other. Have you got anything you want to do while I'm doing this?
I can go and do some quick numbers if you
Go on,
want
then,
to.
you do that
Should
then,
a
because
quick recap.
Yeah, because I've got loads
Okay,
of petals
we'll do
to
that.
do.
Kick things off with the details on your screen, and of course on the website you'll find not only the one-day special, but you'll find those pairings as well. To be honest, most of you are going for them as the one-day special because of course you've got that flexi buy, which means you can add anything else into your basket and spread the cost of those as well. So yes, if you want to take advantage, now is the time to do it. I've stepped away from Phill, so of course if you wanted anything, we'll go through everything in a moment, so don't worry about that. But yeah, you can see there the pairings, you've got those fabulous dies there. The first time that we've had those dies available as their individual sets as well, so if you've missed out on any of them previously or you're just starting your collection of them, then now is the time to go for them. But of course we're kicking things off with the one-day special. Brand new stamps, 6 stamps here, and you can see they are those fabulous medley stamps. So when you look at these, you've got a collaboration of lots of elements. It's like there's multiple layers within here, but for you at home, then you don't have to worry. Those layers have been put together so you can just quickly and easily stamp everything out in one go. But equally so, they're polymer stamps, so if there's just a certain area that you're wanting to ink up, certain highlight, a certain accent, then you can do that with these as well. You don't have to stamp them up in their entirety. And to be honest, you can get some amazing effects doing that, because have a look here, you can see where those hexagons have been, well, technically what would have happened is the whole page would have been cut out, the whole piece, and stamped out, should I say, and then those little elements cut out using the hexagon dies that we've got, because they go right the way down to those little itty bitty sizes, as you can see. Of course, the stamp that we left Phill working with is this one here with that lovely sketched daisy, but look at all the other content that you've got in there. You've got postage marks there, you've got little dragonflies, keys, sentiment leaves, all sorts of wonderful little elements. And then of course you've got the nautical themed one with that focal lighthouse in the corner. You've got your wonderful little compass there, a sailing boat, clouds, beautiful scenery there as well, which are adding to that design. Birthday wishes, as you can see, featuring as a sentiment on this one, but then there's the subliminal elements like hip hip hooray in there, and cakes and streamers and all sorts of wonderful things going on. And then of course you've got your romantic theme elements there, where you've got a little bit of love, a little bit of romance in there, but so many different ways that you are going to be able to work with these. Incredible versatility with these. I think that's the key thing. And of course, if you are going for your one-day special, or indeed anything else within one of the one-day special shows, you'll be getting your birthday gift from Phill. And this is an exclusive hand-designed set of numbers. I love these, that kind of swirly little scripty element there. And you can see you've got your ordinals in there, and of course your exclamation mark there. So if you're wanting to get hold of these, then you can do. One-day special, rapidly approaching 20% of the stock has gone, so it's proven to be a very popular one. We always know how you love Phil's one-day special, so we've had good stock of these to start with. So if you wanted yours, 047955. Quickly telling you a little bit about those new embossing powders. These ones, oh my goodness, half of the stock has gone. Wow. We've only seen one of those colours, but you know the quality, you know the effect that you're going to get with those, so you know that you just have to have them. £25.94 will get all of those with that £4 saving, 621, and then whatever the rest of it was. My attention span isn't that big. 598832 will get you those wonderful stately sentiments there, the petite sentiments, but rapidly approaching half the stock has gone. This will be the last time that we see them, so if you're wanting yours, now is the last time that you'll have the opportunity. £13.99, and do check out the others as well, because it will be the last time we see those ones as well.
Right, just putting the last flower, and how about that for good timing?
Perfect.
So I'm just tucking the last flower. So do you see how all the detail comes together, the little butterflies? So we're going to finish off with a little bit of Diamond Dazzle.
Lovely. Margaret's watching. She's asking about your pokey tool, because she's got quite a chunky pokey tool apparently.
This one?
Where did you buy it from? What is it?
From me.
Oh, from me? You bought it from yourself?
So from me.
Okie dokie.
Yeah,
so
from me.
check out Phil's
It's not
website.
here, but you'll be able to find it. Okay. Right, so I'm just shaping the little tag. Let's just see if it will fit, because I might need to snip a bit off the end. Oh, that's perfect. I'm just going to tuck it under the flower. Now, I believe that we've brought back the Diamond Dazzle and Crystal Aurora duo.
We have.
Yeah, because these sold out last time I was here as well, and I didn't have any left. So we've managed to get you a bit. Is that mine or is that? Yeah, it's mine.
I think that one's yours, yeah, because I popped 6 back anyway. So
we're gonna get the.
Is that to get you through your next 2 demos?
We're going to get the Diamond Dazzle. So if you watch me often, you'll know that I tend to use the translucent, the Diamond Dazzle, for colours that have not got purple or lilac or anything like that.
Okay.
Because Diamond Dazzle is just a clear glitter.
Okay.
All it does is just adds a little bit of texture and a little bit of sparkle.
Lovely.
So I'm just going to pop a bit on the leaves. You'll be glad to know that the next demo is quicker, but at least I do it from scratch for you.
Oh, we've had a lovely email come through from Dawn. She's ex-military and she likes to make a lot of fundraising cards for military charities. And she was saying it's very difficult to find anything that's military related. There's not a lot out there, not a lot on the market.
Right.
So thank you, thank you, thank you,
Oh,
thank you, thank you,
nice,
thank you. A few more thank yous from her there. And that leads me on to a good point. We're okay to make and fundraise
Absolutely
and
you
sell
are.
and things like that with these.
Absolutely you are, go for it. Right, so I've just had a little bit of the Diamond Dazzle. I've got a pot and a half left in here if you're going for it. And what I say is if you bought the Glitter Alchemy, because we have brought you the 6 original colours as a pick and mix.
Right.
So it's the first time as a pick and mix. So if you're ready for topping up, this is the time to do it, because you can choose the colours rather than me bringing them in sets of 3.
I see. Okay. And details are there on your screen.
Yeah, and the glitter alchemy, the Diamond Dazzle and the Crystal Aurora are the ones that we use to mix with.
Okay.
So, for example, if you use the Diamond Dazzle with, I don't know, for example, the Orchid Petal, yeah, the pink one, what it does is it tones it down. So mix half and half.
I see, right.
It tones it down.
Making your own blends.
I haven't got, I'm sorry everybody, I haven't got any of the empty Glitter Alchemy jars left, but I'm trying to get you some.
Okay.
And there we go. Is that
Look
worth
at
the
that.
wait?
That is beautiful. Definitely worth the wait.
But what a gorgeous stamp in the middle, the focal point.
Yeah.
And then just saying happy birthday in the corner. That's all you need, isn't
Yeah.
it? You imagine that done in all 6 of the colours though,
Yeah.
the new embossing powders.
Well, this is it, yeah, and it's a fabulous card to make, quick and easy, and one that would be beautiful to sell as well. And of course, the techniques that we're seeing there would be applied to any one of those stamps because they all work equally well. Now, of course, it's all about those finished examples, those design teams' masterpieces to share with you with regards to the one-day special. So check these ones out. Beautiful, so much detail. What are we up to next then?
Right, so now we're going to use the military one, which I know has been incredibly popular. So let's just let you have a look at the detail in this. I'm going to try and do this quickly, so if it looks like I'm rushing, it's because I am. So I wanted to do this one, because we are very proud of our armed forces.
Of course we are, rightly so, yeah.
And we know that it's really difficult to find stamps and make projects or cards with this kind of theme. and it's the truth. The same can be said for the rest of the stamps that are in the one-day special. If this was me at home, the one-day special is what I would be going for because of the capabilities you've got once you've got
all those
them.
areas, yeah.
And I made sure that I didn't just do pretty ones. I didn't just do masculine ones. You've got something for everybody. So it really is going to be one of those sets that you go to. Like if somebody says to you, "Oh, can you do me an anniversary card?" Go to the Amore Medley.
It's what I call a desert island set.
Yeah,
because you can take this with you. You can have covered for all occasions.
So we're going to use the military one this time, and I am going to use, if I can find it, because I've got so much stuff on here. I'm going to use the crystal clear embossing powder.
Okay.
And am I right in thinking that I have put the 6 original ones on the special price as well? 'Cause I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah. Is this the one with the gold in there as well? Gold, silver, copper featuring in these ones. Your black, white and clear. As you can see, they're good sized pots again, and they are the essentials. I'm not quite sure why they've been displayed like that. It's a little bit off to the side. Is that me being a bit OCD? I don't know. £25.94. Again, the £4 saving, 686066.
It's a funny picture.
It's a bit of a strange arrangement,
making
isn't
my
it?
eyes hurt.
Are you the same as me? You just want to kind of move it so it's a balance.
Yeah. Right, so I'm gonna be really quick. So when you get your stamps home, remember these are thicker than the average photopolymer stamps. So if you've already got clear stamps, even some of my older ones, these are thicker.
Okay.
And because they are solid, be careful when you take them off. The likelihood of them tearing is nominal because it's a chunky stamp. But for the first time, just do it carefully.
Yeah.
And your acetate will curl. It does my head in that, but there's nothing you can do about it. So when you put your stamp back on, just hold it down, look, and then just get the top on, because you know I'm a bit OCD about putting things back on nice and neatly. Yeah,
lovely.
Okay. So let's get that on.
Now, what are you using for your mount on these?
Sorry?
For your acrylic mount?
Yeah, we've got those back in again. So everything.
Are these yours?
You won't believe how hard I've had to work to get all this stuff back in for you. So we've got the original acrylic,
is that
the
these?
slimline ones, the DL, the border, and the A6.
Lovely.
Which is the one I'm using here. So that's obviously designed to hold my A6 stamps. The border one, if you've gone for the border sentiments, perfect.
Yes, yeah.
And the DL one I did because I do, well, quite often I bring you a range of DL
you
stamps.
You do, yes, yeah.
So you need those in your stash.
Lovely. All of those just £12.49. Really nice and lightweight to actually take and obviously use with your one-day special.
Right, so I'm going to motor ahead with this. So I'm using VersaFine this time, as opposed to Black Soot Distress Oxide, because this is a really true black when you stamp it. And because I've got a jet black cardstock on my matting and layering, I needed a real black. Yeah. So I'm inking this quite heavily because I'm going to emboss this.
But look at all the detail that's in there. I
know, it's crazy, isn't it? And funnily enough, Hayley, if you talk to me about how I designed this, where I started with it.
How did you design these then? I
actually took lots of detail out of it.
Oh, right, okay.
Because when you see them on screen, they don't look as dark. It's only when I start printing and then looking at them thinking, oh, well, actually, if we emboss that, it's going to be too heavy.
And also, if there's too much, I mean, you've left just the right balance of little white areas there to break the detail up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if it's too much, then it almost becomes a background that you can't see anything, if that makes sense, and you lose the detail.
Funny you say that, because these are not background stamps.
Exactly,
if you look at what I've done, I've used them as the focal point.
That's right, yeah, and this is what I'm saying, that if you'd filled in those white gaps, I think it does turn them then into a background.
It does. I'm on my tiptoes now, stamping.
Okay. Do you need a leg up or you're all right?
So if you suddenly think I look 6'3", it's a fib. Right, so we're going to use the crystal clear embossing powder. And one of the things I've really enjoyed with the samples for these is that I don't need to do anything else with them.
Yes.
The stamp is doing all the work for me, which is then freed me up to do all my little bits of embellishing and everything that I do. Little bit. Robbie, my producer, just a little bit of embellishing. You know me, and flowers on my clothes. Right, so the clear embossing powder will cling to the VersaFine really well.
Wonderful, and again, that's part of that set that you've got on the screen there, as you can see. Shall I put that
Funnily
away
enough,
for you?
yeah, if I just show you how fine this is.
It's like a powder.
I forgot the name. Who was it that asked the question about how fine it was?
Was it Janie?
Jamie.
Jamie.
So this literally is so fine. It's not quite
almost looks like
powder,
a flower, doesn't it?
Really fine.
Yeah.
So before I emboss that,
let me just excuse me leaning across you.
Actually, you can leave it there a sec.
Okay.
I'm just going to stamp this again, and then I'll just dunk it in because I'm going to cut some of the elements out of it while you are.
I haven't brought my glasses with me. I will. Oh, no, I have got them.
So I just want the words from this now. So we've got proud, respect, and courage. That's it. So I'm just going to do those bits so that you can cut them out for me.
No problem.
It's good job you brought your glasses.
Well, I know. I've been caught on the spot before.
I think I need glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find time. I'm going to have to find time to go and get them tested because you know when I'm working with close things now, I'm struggling.
Comes to us all.
There's an app for that. There's an app that you can put different glasses shapes.
Really?
We've had a right scream doing that. Yeah.
Really? What, you take your photo and you put...
Glasses on. I've had a right scream, I've got to say. So next time you see me, I might have some glasses on. If you think what shape would be good for me, let me know. Right, so I'm just going to do this quickly so that we can get on.
Angela thought she got a woodpecker in her garden when you were tapping on that stamp earlier on.
That's brilliant.
She's loving the stamps. Especially the military one. Yeah, I think the military one's been a big hit with everybody, to be honest.
Yeah, I love the military. I love them all. I couldn't choose a favourite.
It's very much in the news at the moment. So they've found some lost episodes of Dad's Army that they're reenacting, aren't they? So yeah.
So can you ignore the powder? I only
yeah, no problem.
It's just a fussy cut. It's fine.
Oh, God, just shocking.
Rectangles.
Give them a bit of a clean first. Just to let you know as well, with regard to the pairings that we've been looking at with the one-day special, the first 2 sets have gone, so the first 4 stamps. So these 2 that we're looking at here, they have gone as pairings, as well as the next 2. So you're only left with the one with the lighthouse and the one with the fairy on there. To be honest, most people are going for them via the one-day special anyway. How much of a board did you need on these?
Just a small one.
Okay.
It's the word I want more than anything. Okay, so do you see what I mean now about the versify?
Beautiful.
It picks up all the detail, even the tiny, tiny dots in the area that I'm just embossing there. There we go. And you notice again about embossing on a flat surface. This card, for the amount of embossing powder and detail that's in the stamp, is hardly gone through at all.
It's nearly straight, okay?
It's nearly. Well, that'll do. Right, that's fine. So I'm going to pop that straight onto here. I'm going to try and be quick now. 10.5 minutes. It sounds like a long time, but it's not. So let's get this on.
Wonderful. Remains to be busy for everything that Phill has been bringing to us. Obviously the one-day special, because it's the one-day special. Lots of you are jumping ahead. There's many things that we haven't had the opportunity to share with you. Things like the paper pads. What else is that? All the different dies. We've touched on some of them, but you've got hexagons, there's ovals. I think we've got circles featuring there as well. Octagons as well. So definitely worth having a look on the website. Phil's going to be here though, obviously, until tomorrow evening, so we will have a look at those at some point, which is why we're concentrating on the one-day special at the moment.
Right, so I'm just going to do flat matting layering rather than lots and lots of foam tape, just to save a little bit of time.
Lovely. Do you need anything on the back of these?
No, I'll do it with glue.
Okay.
Just make it easier for us.
Do you want me to throw the rest of that away?
Yeah,
you don't need that for anything.
Again, this is one of the positive things with these stamps. You can decoupage certain areas. So the mystical one, for example, the fairy that's in the corner is quite a big image. So you can fussy cut around that. There we go. Do you want to do that?
I can do.
Thank you much. So while Hayley is cutting that out for us, I want you to look at these little grey board embellishments. So if you follow me on Facebook...
This is going on to the white piece, isn't it? So it's on the craft card you want the adhesive,
please,
yeah.
So if you follow me on Facebook, you will have seen the samples that I've put in there. I can't remember whether it was my page or the Sentimentally Yours page, but you can see what I've done here. Can you see that we've got the smoky quartz?
Oh, wow.
And we have the cracked pepper, yeah? So these work brilliantly. So the grey board obviously is on the show, and again, I'm sorry to put pressure on you, but it's probably the last time I'll be bringing that particular set to you. But it works so well with this one-day special, yeah? So I'm just going to pop that there and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll just do one just to save a bit of time.
You get all sorts of bits and pieces in this set. Sorry, I was concentrating on my double-sided tape. You're getting 4 sheets there, so you can see there's lots in there. 2 repeats of each of those 2 there. £12.99. You've got £3 saving on it. And again, as you heard, get them while you can. 8 by 8 in that original size, so you can see lots there for you to play around with. So yeah, pop them in your basket. 482204 if you're wanting those.
Right, so now you know I have a clean and a dirty.
Okay.
Clean for my stamps, dirty. Look.
Oh my goodness, that's shocking.
Never seen me stamp a stamp with that.
Oh my goodness.
But this is the easiest way to add the embossing powders to this. So just dunk it in your perfect medium, or whichever you've got. And we're only going to do 1 layer. And one thing that I noticed when I was using these embossing powders is if you overheat, so if you overheat on purpose, it starts to tarnish a little bit, so it goes a little bit mottly. And I absolutely loved that.
Oh, okay.
It works so well with the masculine style cards.
Now the embossing powders again proven to be popular. This particular collection that we're looking at, now the one that we've got on the screen it's not including the one that we're looking at.
Is it? Oh, it is
smoky quartz. Sorry. So yes, details on the screen there. So £25.94. These are your new colours. If you've not gone for these already, then you really do need to be thinking about it. 621588, and of course if you do need your metallics, then we've got those as well with a similar sort of saving.
Okay, so this is just how easy it is, and grey board is such an inexpensive way to create your embellishments, especially when you've got embossing powders that are going to last such a long time. We're going to do it on slow heat. There we go, look.
Ooh, look at that. We've got a new presenter here, Nikki. I don't know if you saw one of the shows at all. She's here on Friday.
Right.
And we were telling her about, well, Alex was particularly telling her about heat embossing.
Right.
And trying to explain to her what it's all about. So I'm not sure if she's got any shows with you. Well, that's it.
Good, that's exciting.
Be gentle with her.
Oh well. Oh well. So look what we've done now. We've gone from that bare grey board to that gorgeous embellishment, which is just going to tone in so well with the craft card and the black cardstock. It's just such an easy way to do it. And before we move on, how many minutes? I need to be quick. So before we move on from that, I'm just going to have to change that because it's got blue on it. I'm going to show you again in the same grey board pack. If you've treated yourself to the military stamp, particularly, you need to get the grey board because these big circles create fabulous little toppers for the sentiments.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have best wishes. Yeah.
Lovely.
If I don't get this card done, at least I've showed you a few new techniques.
That's true.
We've got the VersaFine. We're going to stamp straight onto the bare grey board. Imagine what I'm going to be like tomorrow afternoon if this is what I'm like now. So we're going to stamp straight onto there. Yeah. So the VersaFine, you see, will give you a fabulous little, impression every time, whatever surface you stamp on.
And that is just one of, oh, how many you got in there? There's a lot in there, those particular stamps. 17.
Yeah.
All sorts of different sentiments, and perfect for your little grey board circles, as you can see there. But 2/3 of the stock of these have gone, and of course these are the ones that it's going to be the last time that you see them. So if you're wanting yours, now it's time to get hold of them. 598832.
I'm looking for the dirty one. Here it is. So now we're going to push that. You'd probably leave it a little bit longer if you're doing this at home, but we're going to pushing it into there.
Okay.
This is why I brought you the original 6 embossing powders, because they're the essential ones. They're the ones that you're going to use all the time. So I'm making sure that I've got a good covering with the perfect medium.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to clear emboss on top of that. And what it will do is it will make it look like an enamelled.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. I'm going to be honest with you. I've not tried this with anybody else's grey board, so I don't know what results you would get from other grey board. But mine is a thicker. Thank you, Hayley. Mine is a thicker one, so I know you're okay. And again, can you see this if I put it in the right position? Because I know it's like trying to keep up with. I'm all over the place. I know I'm the easiest to follow.
Oh, we often say that.
Yeah, I know you do, Hayley. It's lovely of you to say that. So again, I'm using a slow heat, so the slower speed rather, just so that we get a silkier finish, a glossier finish. Now look what we've done, look.
Look at that, that's beautiful.
It's,
I love
it's
that,
just
it's very
so
in
clever.
keeping with the style as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Rosemary, I totally resonate with what you're saying, because she's saying that when she first saw these images on Facebook of the stamps that we've got in the one day special, she thought they're not really for me, they're not really my style, but now she's seeing them being used more and more. She thinks that they are, and then she's going to go for them.
Oh, well, thank you, and that's really nice of you to say, because if you think about the style that I generally do, pretty, lots of flowers, pretty, but I always try and bring you something different every month. You'll never see me really repeat anything that I've done before, and what I'm trying to do is everybody that's coming along on the Sentimentally Yours journey with me, we're building up an arsenal of products and tools and what have you, and stamps are the biggest part of that.
They certainly are. Now, just to let you know, the sentiments that we've been working with, those little ones there, your petites, they are now limited in stock. Obviously, if you have these available at 8 o'clock, then Alex will tell you all about that. But for the time being, if you're wanting to get hold of them, I do suggest you do so before that 8 o'clock show. 598 832. Traditionally, this is the busiest time of the hour, because, of course, we'll be getting ready for Good Evening Hochanda after the break, so the phone line, the website get very, very busy. So I would suggest if you've got anything in your baskets, now is the time to start checking those baskets out.
So ignoring the glue there that I've just squashed everywhere, luckily it dries clear. So we're just adding the bits now from the extras, and they actually look like different embellishments. Such a clever way to use your stamps. And remember, I've done this in black. You could do this in the traditional, whichever military it is. I've tried to cover
blue,
everybody.
RAF and so on,
I've tried to cover everybody without it being over the top. And now the grey board, look, it's so light. You're going to see lots and lots of grey board from me in the future, because it is just such a light embellishment and so easy to alter. A minute and a half, right? I'll stop then, but.
And thinking about those embossing powders, you've got the green in there for obviously the army. You've also got that gorgeous blue, the blueberry crush that we saw, which is perfect for the RAF, because it's kind of that denim-y blue, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Right, I won't put them all on, but you get the gist. You get where I was going with that. So even though it's a masculine card and quite emotional, somebody said when they were leaving me messages on Facebook. There you go.
Beautiful. Love
the glue will dry clear.
It will indeed. And again, I mean, the finished samples that we've got, that we've shared with you, I mean, they are amazing. And of course, that is just one of those stamps. Very quickly, I'm going to bring all of the one day special in, because it's the only way that you can get hold of all of them now, because some of those pairings have gone. Every single one of those stamps crammed, packed with detail, with key features, with signature pieces that you can pick out if you're wanting to. But of course, the beauty is that they're so easy to work with. Just stamp up one of those and you have got a fabulous focal point for your card. Beauty is place your order for anything during this hour, and you will get that bonus gift from Phill as well. Hand scripted numbers there with your ordinals there, and definitely a must have. And this is the only place you can get hold of that, and you can get hold of it with your one day special. Phill, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Lots more coming up at 8 o'clock. You're going to come and join us for Good Evening Hochanda? Come and say hello at past.
Probably.
That'll mean a no. See you the other side of this with Alex.